With us now, Democratic Congressman Gabe Amo of Rhode Island, and he is a member of the Foreign Affairs and Budget Committee, so we have the right person for the job today. Congressman, have you seen the video, and what do we know about what really happened here?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. Look, this is the contradiction of the Trump administration and the Trump presidency, claiming to be a peacemaker, but then bombing without a clear legal authority, perhaps illegally, in the Caribbean on these ships that we don't have clear certainty. Now, I haven't seen the videos myself, but many of my colleagues on the Armed Services and Intelligence Committee have, including my senior senator at home, Jack Reed, ranking member on Armed Services in the Senate. And so what we need is transparency. The solution here to answering these particular questions is a full public airing. We need Secretary Hegseth in a public setting in front of Congress. We need Admiral Bradley in a public setting, and we need the video footage in a public setting. The president said there was nothing wrong with the video. So if that's the case, I take him at his word. Let's see it.
So the White House basically, the president is very good at forcing difficult choices on his critics. And so the message is, you're for drug smugglers, right? If somebody says that you're concerned about international law and the rules of war and these things in this case, that he forces Democrats in a choice between, are you taking the side of drug smugglers or are you taking the side of Donald Trump? How do you?
Well, that's preposterous. Right. For Donald Trump, the question is always, am I breaking the law in public or am I breaking the law behind the scenes? That is what I'm forcing upon him. And so the way to answer the questions that are reasonable, the American people are not a nation that will condone acts of war that Congress has not authorized on people where we don't actually know with a full veracity and viewing of the facts that they are conducting activity that is problematic.
How real, though, do you think the Republican upset is here? Like, we're hearing stuff off the record and on background and a lot of agitation. Do you really think that Congress is going to take action here?
Well, you have heard from bipartisan members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats coming together in a time when we're not doing that on a lot of things, to say that this is inconsistent with both our values and the law. And so the fact that you're hearing that tells you a lot about this situation and the seriousness with which the administration needs to take it.
Speaking of bipartisan not getting along, the Republicans, after the losses in Virginia and New Jersey, got through the shutdown and then said, okay, we got to do something on health insurance. And a lot of it is going to be messaging legislation, but some of it seems like there's an interest in real legislation. There are Republicans who now say there should be a 1-year or a 2-year extension of these COVID-era Obamacare subsidies. What we're hearing from House Democrats, though, is they don't want it tied to anything else, that you guys just want a clean extension, and a lot of Democrats in the House seem to want a permanent extension. Where are you, and how willing you are to deal with Obamacare extension?
Well, after 15 years of trying to gut the Affordable Care Act, I welcome Republicans to the conversation. No more concepts of a plan. We need a plan. Now, there's a very short line here. All of the Democrats in the House are on a 3-year extension discharge petition.
Okay.
You know, that process to force a vote on the House floor. We only need 4 of those Republicans to listen to their constituents, see that 22 million people will not be able to afford their health care. Many of them will drop it and cause real chaos throughout our healthcare system. So they can come over to that. I support a permanent extension, but I personally want to see real action immediately. This is not an academic exercise. In a few weeks, people will not have access to this tax credit, and it will hurt our healthcare system.
But you don't rule out doing a deal with Republicans if they say, we want this plus health savings accounts, or we want this plus something else. Are you willing to have it be part of a cornucopia?
Well, look, one of my phrases in politics is make the main thing the main thing. Let us deal with the impending inability of people to pay their health care. And that is what you do by addressing the tax credit. And then if Republicans want to have a real conversation about health care reform, again, every week they've had a plan coming next week. So let this be the week that they actually have a plan, but let's deal with those tax credits now.
We're going to have a government shutdown next month?
I hope not. But again, Republicans keep forcing false choices onto our government and, by extension, onto the people we work for. They chose a shutdown instead of dealing with the healthcare crisis that they've magically decided to find solutions to. Let us extend these ACA tax credits, lower costs, save healthcare, fight for our constituents.
Okay, America, if you were from Cucumber Town, which is a real place, it is a real place. You would know him already, but if you don't, here he is, Congressman Gabe Amo. We thank you for your time.